Hey everyone, don't forget to stay tuned till after the video if you want to find out how to support me or where to follow me on social media. And also, if you like this video and like what I do, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Anyways, thank you so much for choosing me, and on with the video.
Maybe you know, maybe you don't, but in Taylor Swift's new music video, she has an imagery that directly contributes to anti-fatness. There's a moment where she's in the bathroom with what can be visualized as her inner critic, and she steps onto a scale and it goes to the max weight and it says fat in big capital letters, and there's this kind of like moment of disgust and critique. I think what she's trying to visually communicate is her struggle with beauty standards and body image, which so many of us can relate to. There are 7 bazillion ways that she could have communicated that without contributing to anti-fatness.
So if you know me in real life, you know that I consider myself a former Swiftie, okay? Hear me out. Don't leave me. Hear me out. So I'm in my childhood room, so there are literally pictures of her everywhere. As embarrassing as it is to admit, her music was crucial to my development. And if you know me, you know I'm not lying. I'm so sorry. When I was an active Swiftie, I was fighting for my life the entire time. Especially with one who holds multiple identities. And I will say, this is not the first time that Miss Swift has missed the mark. Honestly, I can't remember what the last straw was for me, but between her actions showing her white feminism and her standing in it proudly and the other Swifties, I couldn't do it.
If you're confused as to why fat people are upset about Taylor Swift's anti-hero music video and the moment where she steps on the scale and it just says fat, I want to explain. In case there's anyone left on this planet who has not seen the video, it's literally 2 seconds where she steps on the scale right here and it says fat. And because the song and the music video are about self-hatred, it can be inferred that this is a bad thing. So the reason that fat people are upset about that is because when you portray fat as a bad thing in your music video, even for a second, all of the young impressionable people watching that video are going to internalize that the worst thing they can be is fat.
Oh my god, I heard something changed the anti-hero music video. Let's take a look. As a reminder, this is the moment in question. A lot of us had concern about it, and a lot of Swifties were mad about the critique. Okay, here we go. Anti-hero music video on Apple Music. There she is. Let's see. Oh my god, it's true. Look. It's gone. Well done, Tay-Tay.
Congratulations, y'all successfully invalidated Taylor Swift's experience and bullied her into editing the anti-music video. I hope you're very proud of yourself.
Hey Taylor Swift, what the fuck, dude? Being fat is not a bad thing, and in 5 seconds of your—
As someone who's struggled with eating disorders her whole life and is clearly, fat, I just found this music video relatable and not damaging, because, this whole video is talking about how people make her feel, and you're discounting her feelings because you are bigger. I think people are just looking for something to be angry about, really.
So while I was in Vegas, a couple of my TikToks popped off. And I remember a lot of people getting very mad at me about things I had said. And I had to keep reminding them that the things I said in the video were not about the things they were getting mad at. I kept saying the phrase, this isn't about you. If you're mentioning A, B, and C, then this isn't about you. And I remember thinking, how is it they can't understand that if I did not mention that, then clearly it's not about them? And while I was trying to figure all this out, Taylor Swift came up with Antihero. And then fat asses really got mad.
Taylor Swift thinks being fat is a bad thing, which even that is irresponsible.
Oh my god, not T Swift. You guys are literally so quick to cancel anybody now. If you look at her own statement on her own work, you'll clearly see that the person I stitched is fucking right.
Imagery that directly contributes to anti-fatness.
Taylor Swift thinks being fat is a bad thing.
You need to hear this, but you can't gatekeep body dysmorphia and eating disorders. So invalidating to people that have eating disorders to sit there and say, hang on, you're not big enough to be calling yourself fat. I don't even believe we need to have this conversation. Yes, of course it's irritating when you're bigger than your friends and your skinny friend says things like, oh, I look so fat. That's not what's happening here. Yeah, there's not a lot of nuance in that music video because it's a music video. At the end of the day, there are a lot of people that are going to relate to her in that music video, and maybe that's a good thing. Yeah, it's always mental health matters unless we're talking about an eating disorder.
Like, holy canoodle. You bitches, you got triggered. And I can sum it all up in one word. It wasn't about you. I don't know how I can put it any simpler. You can't invalidate Taylor Swift's problems because you don't like that being overweight is not the standard of beauty. You can't get mad at her. She's allowed to feel that insecure. That song isn't about you. It isn't about anyone. It's about Taylor. You don't get to invalidate. You don't get to request an apology or demand one either. She doesn't have to do shit. She probably will because she panders to everyone. Because honestly, Taylor's songs, no matter what the theme was about, used to be pretty uniting. I mean, Shake It Off, really uniting song. Me, that was actually like a really uniting song. It was a way like, to get everyone to enjoy it together. Up until she got pressured by social media and her followers, to start being more political. No matter what song Taylor wrote, someone could always relate to it. A lost love, a traitorous friend, manipulative family, toxic relationships, a bad ex, all of it. Even Look What You Made Me Do. Again, manipulative, toxic people in your life. Everyone in some way could relate to these songs. There was nothing keeping you from it beyond if you just did not like Taylor Swift's style of music. Or if for some reason you hated her. So I wasn't technically a Swiftie, but I did enjoy her music. And then when the 2020 elections happened and Taylor just kind of lost her mind. And if you looked at it, oh my God, we're talking her videos used to get billions of views. Billions. And they crashed. Now most of her videos get maybe 3 million. 18 million tops. It's not the billions she used to get for every single video consistently, which is rough. But I think she's released 2 albums since then, not including the one now. I couldn't mention a single one of them because, number one, nobody really cared. She released them and within a few weeks, everyone forgot about them because they weren't good. She had tarnished her career. She had alienated most of her fans, whether you like it or not. Most of her fans were white, middle America, probably Republican voters. And a lot of the fat people already hated her because she was tall, pretty, and thin, naturally. And this is where it comes into it. This is skinny shaming, guys. This is it in real time. Because how dare a thin woman have insecurities? How dare a thin woman not want to be fat? How dare a thin woman not like what she sees in the mirror? And how dare she say it out in public? Of all the audacity. Disgusting.
Taylor Swift isn't fatphobic. You just don't like it when other people have experiences that are similar to you.
Or, in Hear Me Out here, perhaps when a fat person says something is fatphobic, we listen to them.
This video is for all the Taylor Swift fans who were very aggressive in mine and many others' comments this week after we called out something fatphobic in a video. She changed it. She's taking the scene out. And I kind of thought she would because I know that she actually does care about her fans. So check your fat phobia.
Morphia, so that's what this is in reference to. But she's being accused of fat phobia since it's relating fatness.
Does anyone else remember when it was okay for people to talk about their own personal experiences without everyone else making it about them? Does anyone else remember that? This is like an artist. Like, she's a musical artist. She writes her songs. She's very involved in the direction of her music videos and all that stuff. Like, this is her artistic expression. Why is her artistic expression being judged as if it's supposed to perfectly suit 6 billion people? That's not how this works. And if a piece of art makes you uncomfortable, maybe you should address, like, think about, like, why that is and take it as an experience. Like, why is this everyone else's problem? Let her express herself. And I'm not even a Swiftie. I just got canceled by Swifties.
That's how you all sound. Yet none of you want to be thin. All of you sit there and stroke your fat stomachs on TikTok. You flop your rolls. You get up and dance in messy hair and barely any clothing on. And you expect everyone to praise you for your beauty. And you never want to be thin. Being thin's bad. Being thin isn't inherently healthy. No shit. That was something that TikTokers got mad at me for because they're too vapid to understand the nuance. They came at me about nuance, and I'm going to do a whole video about it because, God, it was hilarious. But they couldn't understand the nuance of, clearly, I'm talking about the greater majority. And with this, they couldn't understand the nuance of, clearly, Taylor is talking about herself. She didn't put some random person on the scale. She put herself on the scale. And then a version of herself watching it. And it said too fat on the scale. She was judging herself. It's sickening. It's really sickening, guys. The BOPO movement, and this is again, they're so busy looking for self-hatred in other fat women. How dare we? Oh, how dare we? Or jealousy or appropriation in thin women. Oh, they're appropriating our cause. And yet, if anyone dares to sing a Lizzo song or dares to own a song that is promoting fat women and they're not fat, they get told that song's not about you. You're not allowed to want that song. You're not allowed to like.
I can't relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
You take your girl and multiply her by 4. Now a whole lot of woman needs a whole lot more. Get yourself to the butterfly and multiply her by 4. Now a whole lot of woman needs a whole lot more. Get yourself to the butterfly lounge, find yourself a big lady. Big boy, come on around.
This ain't build-a-do. You don't get to pick and choose. Six-pack abs with shoulders too. Bouncing pecs like Terry Crews. This ain't build-a-do. You know we have feelings too.
Isn't that crazy? So they understand the nuance when it's about them. But they can't grant that same grace to anyone else. Taylor Swift, I don't know if you'll ever see this. I am going to tag you in it because I do feel you need someone on your side. And the thing is, I will tell you right now, I don't agree with a single bit of your politics. I think you are extremely vapid on them and you listen to what anybody tells you to do. I don't think you've educated yourself on politics whatsoever. But I do think you've been dealt a bad hand in the past in your musical career. And I do also believe you are very talented and very savvy in your musical career. And I will tell you, Girlfriend, you are allowed any insecurity that you want. Don't wallow in it. But you're allowed to feel that, and you don't owe anyone an apology. That you felt you need to make that for whatever reason, because you're the kind of person where whenever you release music, you often base it on your life, because that's your catharsis. That's how you get it out. And I really hope you don't cull that from yourself and you don't stop doing that. You don't owe them that. When I tell you your fat fans are not that, there's not that many of them. I promise you. I've seen your concerts. I promise you. You have a better chance with the gay community. Don't worry, you good girl. It really infuriated me. The hypocrisy was so palpable in this. I could bake a cake with it. Like, it's so sad, guys. The anger these girls felt. How dare she? She's already got the right body. I thought you girls were proud of your fatness. I thought you didn't feel jealousy like that. What is it? Which is it? I don't know. You girls are sending mixed signals. I'm getting a little lost in the translation. I'm not quite sure what your goal is, ladies. I'm not quite sure what you want out of all this. But I will say this. Just because you're fat doesn't give you the right to attack anyone else's insecurities. You need to address your own. Clearly, you also need a therapist. Bad. Girls want to accuse me of self-hatred because I address all this stuff and I call it out. Maybe your immediate rage and demanding of apologies from a complete stranger, you need to address that. One, she isn't your personal friend. She owes you nothing like that. I forget the phrasing of it. Future Star Song. Insert phrase here. But it's where you take everything a famous person does and you start treating them as a close personal friend. That thing Lexi Nimmo so annoyingly miscategorized when she got mad at anyone criticizing her absolutely asinine takes on everything. And I can't get over it. I really can't, because someone like me gets railroaded by my fellow fat asses for calling them out. And I get told how self-hating I am, how disgusting I am, what a terrible, angry person I am, how I have just so much self-loathing and internal fat phobia, and I need to seek help. All I did was tell somebody, don't get mad at someone when they call you out for unhealthy advice. And yet, all of you became rabid at Taylor Swift just admitting what she's been going through for the past however many years her career has been in existence.
I don't want to talk about it, but we have to.
I guess this part of the music video was accurate.
Hey, another Taylor with an ED here. You have to stop saying that, well, she put that fat phobic scene in her music video because she has an ED. Yes, we fucking know. That's how EDs manifest, is through fat phobia. Even my ED, which was not based in my own personal body image, was heavily focused around the idea of what is healthy and what is not, and I was incorrect, and it manifested into an ED.
Okay, well, what are you trying to say to those of us who are fat? Hi, I'm fat.
Okay, I wasn't going to weigh on this because people who aren't in the fat community need to do two things. Shut up and listen up. Taylor Swift used the word fat, which describes fat people, so who should we listen to in order to understand fully how this impacts them? fat people. So yeah, for this perspective on fat phobia in this Taylor Swift video, please go to creators like this one, Angelina, who's fab, or that other one that starts off with Taylor Swift, what the fuck, dude? She wouldn't let me stitch hers, but I think her video is fab as well.
Taylor Swift is receiving a lot of backlash and being called fatphobic for this scene. If you wasn't aware, basically, Taylor steps on some weighing scales and the word fat is shown. I don't think this is included in the video to cause anyone to be upset, and it literally is how Taylor felt. Everyone knows that Taylor had body dysmorphia and she suffered with ED. She was constantly slammed in the media for her body. So isn't she allowed to express how she feels? As someone with the same issues, I feel like I can relate to this. But if it were me, I wouldn't have used the word fat.
Video for her song Antihero is facing controversy over a song where she steps on a scale that reads fat. Critics are saying she's promoting so-called fat folk.
I totally agree with what Whoopi and the women on The View are saying, that Taylor Swift is not saying being fat is bad or making fun of fat people. The whole point of the song is that she's her own worst enemy, that she says meaner things to herself than anyone else could. I think we can all relate to that. I know I can be my own worst enemy a lot of the time. So I totally agree with that aspect of this. I do wish that we could stop making fat a bad word just as a descriptor, and that's my main problem with this.
Yikes. What? That was shitty and fatphobic. What? That is not the point of that at all. I understand the theme of the music video. I'm talking about what she chose to do with this shot. That scene is about self-hate, not fatphobia. When she's being hateful towards herself, she calls herself fat. In her nightmare, she is fat. That is fatphobia in a ridiculously literal way. Look at the rest of the music video. She feels too large, but it's metaphorical. She attracts too much attention. She's clumsy and embarrassing and tramples over everyone. And they're representing that in the video by her as giant-sized, but with her regular proportions. It doesn't have anything to do with body fat. She just feels like too much. Being afraid of taking up more physical space has nothing to do with fatness. Not only to do with fatness, she steps on a bathroom scale and it says fat. That's how she feels. She hasn't eaten. No, we do this every time. Fat is not an emotion, and a history of disordered eating is not a lifetime free pass to be shitty to fat people. She is not the one being shitty. Society's fat phobia is what's harming her. Don't you remember what people said when she gained like a modest amount of weight while in recovery for her ED? Can you even imagine what would happen if she actually did become fat? Like the ramifications that would have for her career and her social circle and her mental health? Taylor Swift is a case where becoming fat would actually be a nightmare, not just in her head, but in her reality. Everyone is harmed by oppressive systems. The solution to that is to not be a more enthusiastic participant in the system. That this video reinforces the thing that is harming all of us.
You got mad at her for speaking about her experience. Do you not understand how disgusting you are? Do you not understand how backwards we are going? You girls are rabid. You're vicious. You are now silencing anyone that doesn't fit what you want. You are becoming what you claim to be fighting. And you don't even see it. It's scary. It's really scary. I don't know. Genuinely, I will pray for all of you because I really do think this is why people like me, people like Isaac Butterfield, people like Sydney, people like Gothix, people like Michelle, people like Kiana, and so many other more YouTubers are popping up. But I keep hearing body positivity everywhere. My nephew Leon, he is constantly talking about it now. Guys, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. Like, you're not allowing anyone to be anything other than what you're comfortable with. I think we really need to take a reassessment about what we should allow people. No, See? This is how bad you're getting me. I'm all about free speech, but poof. You bitches are making me go backwards. I can't. That's all I had to say about it, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
I'm fat, have an eating disorder, and I'm fat phobic. My character arc this season is gonna be insane. I'm so multifaceted. Also, fat people have eating disorders. Mental illness doesn't care what you look like. ED isn't sniffing around like any skinny queens in here.
Hey, if you like that video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, help me out with that algorithm. I want to first off thank all of my patrons. You guys are amazing. You help fund me. You help me do this. Thank you to Lisa, John Quinn, Sherry Molosky, Emil DeVry, Edie, Anime Chan, Lady Derpy, Choco Hooligan, Amelia, Esteban, It's Brentley, Gina Cena, Rox, AJ Larre, Jenny Eller, Selma, Sarah F., and Pink Dolphin Milk 65. Guys, if you want to join my Patreon, it starts as low as $1 a month, goes all the way up to $20, whatever else you want to give me. And we have a lot of different good perks. You can get drawings from me, you get patron exclusive artwork, and I try to get my videos out as early as possible to my patrons, although I have been failing a bit lately. Don't forget, right now, guys, it is at No System. We have the 12 days of No Sismas, which is really awesome. It is the first 12 days of December, and from December 1st to December 12th, we have a featured item or a featured collection in the store that is going to be 20% off everything involved in that feature. So 12 days of savings. Make sure you check up on it. And also our 12 days of No Sismas contest. If you, any of my followers out there, have bought anything ever from No System, make sure now is the time. Post on your Twitter, your Instagram. Make sure that you are posting about your stuff. You wearing your No System gear. Tag No System in it. Use the hashtag There Is No System or the hashtag No Sismas. That is NOSYSMAS. Because that enters you into a contest with 3 grand prizes, guys. So make sure you keep up on that. And that contest is going till roughly the end of December. I'll make sure to get that date later. I might even put it right here on screen. So remember, go to nosisnos.com. That is nosisnos.com, and get yourself the deals that you need for this holiday season. And here is all of my social media. If you enjoy my artwork, if you enjoy my rants, and if you just enjoy me, you can follow me on all of these different networks. I am like fly poo, I'm everywhere. Don't forget to check out my older videos or my most recent video, which will be right here. And otherwise, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing day. And don't forget to tell the people that are important to you that you love them and to be safe. So, guys, I love you. Be safe. Have a wonderful day.